Everyone we spoke to here had one message: bring back the former president. And it wasn't long before a crowd gathered to make their views heard.
There's been a sense of frustration in these camps for weeks as supplies of food and water have been scarce, but those protests are now taking on a new form.
It seems that the number of political demonstrations is growing. Here in downtown Port-au-Prince, at this protest firmly controlled by the activists we met earlier, demonstrators weren't just asking for help. They were chanting support for the former president's political party. Aristide rode to victory in 1991 on the back of a popular reform movement, but was twice removed from power, the last time in 2004. In a country said to have more millionaires per capita than any Caribbean or Latin American nation, yet where the vast majority suffer intense poverty, his egalitarian policies resonated strongly with Haiti's poor, if not its rich. In Cité Soleil, where those demonstrators were mostly from, it's hard to find people who don't want Aristide to come back and rescue Haiti from its crisis.
The majority of Haiti is like poor people. The poor people love him and they will die for him.
It seems there are growing calls on the streets for Aristide's return, and they're likely to get louder. Sebastian Walker, Al Jazeera in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
The picture is that in Haiti, we have the same people who organized the invasion of 2004 after kidnapping me to put me in Africa. And they are still there. 8,900 soldiers or so, plus 4,400 police officers, more or less, spending 51 million US dollars a month in a country where 70% of the population have less than $1 a day. And also, I try to encourage you, those who want to be logical, to not fear the people. Because when they say they fear me, basically it's not me, it's the people.
Do you think that this upcoming runoff vote is pointless?
Well, I don't see how you're going to get a legitimate result out of this. First of all, 3/4 of the electorate didn't vote in the first round of the election. And that's partly because the most popular political party was arbitrarily excluded. It's as if you were to exclude the Democrats in the United States. Then to make it worse than that, the United States government, using the OAS as a political instrument, forced the government of Haiti to change the results of the first round of the election, eliminating the government's candidate and leaving two right-wing candidates in the race, candidates who combined got about 11% of the registered voters to vote for them. So given all this, I think it's very hard to see how you get a legitimate government out of it. Now, it's true that Hillary Clinton said they weren't threatening him, but they also canceled the visas of various government officials. They used every possible pressure to force the government of Haiti to accept this change of result, a very unprecedented thing, by the way, to change the result for any electoral authority, much less a force outside the country, to actually change the result of an election without a recount. And it's not even clear that they have a legal decision, because now it turns out that 4 out of the 8 members of Haiti's Provisional Electoral Council did not, in fact, sign off on accepting this change of result. And so they don't, the law requires a majority. So as we speak right now, there's some legal limbo as to whether or not they even have candidates for the second round.
Okay, let's get Harry Fouché's thoughts. Mr. Fouché, do you agree with Mark that this runoff election is nothing more than a sham because the Electoral Council was pressured into choosing the candidates preferred by the United States?
Well, indeed, the election was a shame. The day of 28th of November 2010 was a day of infamy for us in Haiti. We regarded it as an insult because, as was alluded to earlier, the majority of the Haitian people could not and were not able to vote that day. And by noon, the 12 of the candidates in the balloting had asked for it to be canceled, including the 2 people that are now in the runoff. They were also part of the group asking for the cancellation of the voting. And lo and behold, through pressure or through some sweetheart deals, they came back and now they are in the race.
Aristide has the right to return to the country. He's a Haitian citizen. And it's unfortunate, too, that the OAS is not supporting international law here either in this case. They should have, for the last 7 years, the United States has worked illegally to keep President Aristide out of his own country. And, of course, they overthrew him in 2004. It was a 4-year effort where they cut off aid to the country and destroyed the economy, and at the same time pumped in many millions of dollars into an opposition, including convicted murderers and you know, armed rebels, in order to overthrow that government. And they took him out of the country on a plane. You know, this is what's wrong here. This is the problem. People talk about Haiti having a failed state. It's a failed state because the United States has repeatedly destroyed the state in Haiti.
But would the return of Aristide not create violence on the streets?
Well, see, this is a false equivalence that was part, you know, again, the United States poured many, many millions, tens of millions of dollars into this effort to demonize and then overthrow Aristide. So this idea that Aristide had some kind of a violent government, he actually eliminated more than 90 or 95% of the political violence in the country, first and foremost by getting rid of the Haitian army, which was the main source of violence. So this kind of false equivalence between Aristide and other actually violent rulers in Haiti is something that was really manufactured in the press.
Now, be it through the use of NGOs, the CIA, you name it, there's a long history of U.S. intervention in the affairs of other nations, from supposedly democratic elections to backing military coups, and Haiti is no exception to that. In the most recent Haitian election last November, nearly 3/4 of the Haitian population didn't vote. And not because they're an apolitical, disinterested people, because the most popular political party in the country was excluded from the ballot, thanks to Washington's influence.
Tout président physique Aristide besoin dans le pays d'Haïti. S'il était là, quand on a dormi en bataille, on a dormi en bataille.
Président Sarkozy, Nathan retourne docteur président Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Prêtez prêt?
Non à occupation. Oui à retour physique président Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Oui avec l'argent restitution que le président Sarkozy conscient. Je ne dis à côté par le peuple haïtien.
Président Jean-Bertrand Aristide retourne dans le pays. Prêtez prêt? Pour président Jean-Bertrand Aristide retourne dans le pays. Prêtez prêt? Ok.